Our top story is in Camden County, where firefighters are battling a massive marsh fire sparked by a lightning strike.
The blaze has now burned hundreds of acres, sending thick smoke across parts of Interstate 95 and prompting concern for nearby neighborhoods. WSAV's Sarah Smith leads us off.
Attacking from the air.
It is in a remote area and is being predominantly fought by aircraft overhead.
Officials believe the cause is a lightning strike Wednesday afternoon, the fire moving quickly overnight due to the sea breeze.
With the afternoon sea breezes and the drier conditions that we've been having again, plus surrounding thunderstorms and outflow winds, it will create, a lot of wind will be created that can cause that sudden burst in fire activity.
Because of the dense smoke, Interstate 95 from exit 14 to 22 was closed Wednesday but has since reopened. According to Camden County Emergency Management, there's no immediate threat to homes, though they are watching one development.
Our biggest concern was the potential that this fire was moving north, got across a body of water, and was potentially going to affect a development at the exit 22 of I-95. And that potential for the 62 homes in there. We put them on what's called a level 1. Right now, it's a very low level of potential threat going towards that exit 22.
And officials believe most wildlife were able to move out before the fire spread.
Because it was a lightning strike, it allows the wildlife a little more time to escape the area. But being as remote as it is, most wildlife will have a chance to escape before any damage can occur.
Crews in the air and on the ground will continue to remain on scene as needed, and officials will continue to push out alerts online. In the coming days, drivers should continue to use caution when you see smoke and follow any directions from law enforcement. In Camden County, Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
The hot, dry weather is only making it harder for firefighters to get the upper hand. Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts is joining us now. Scott, when can crews expect some relief, and is there any rain in the forecast?
Yeah, we do have some rain in the forecast, mainly as we head into the weekend, at least in the way of more widespread thunderstorm activity. Now, over the past several months, we have been watching some very dry conditions here in the coastal Empire, Low Country, and all across Georgia and South Carolina. While we have made substantial improvements in the drought conditions overall, we still need a lot more rain to make a substantial dent in that for some parts of the area where we have a severe to extreme drought in place. Further to the south, down into South Georgia, including Camden County, that's where we do have a moderate drought in place. So we are improving overall in the long term, but over the past month or so, we've had some drier conditions overall once again. Temperature-wise right now, a lower to middle 90s. We do have some drier air moving in from the north thanks to a high pressure building in, so it feels like temperatures are not out of control right now, feeling like 106 in the hot spot for Darien. 99 is the current feels like temperature for Savannah. With that dry air in place, Viper radar is all clear for us tonight, but we will talk about storm chances for Friday and into the weekend coming up.
The dry conditions aren't just making it harder to fight the fire in Camden County. The Bulloch County crews are also working to gain control of a wildfire after it broke through containment lines yesterday. So the Georgia Forestry Commission says the fire along the Bowie-Driggers Road is now burning 415 acres and is about 75% contained. The wildfire has also prompted action from local leaders. The Bulloch County Board of Commissioners has called an emergency meeting tomorrow to consider a temporary burn ban.
What we're really trying to do at this point is we just want to put a temporary pause on the burning so that we don't have even more fires starting. This is something we've been discussing over the last week, just kind of watching the weather to see what was going to happen. There was some rain that was forecasted last weekend. It never really showed like they expected.
The ban would remain in effect until weather conditions improve.
A local teenager facing serious charges after police say they uncovered a threat targeting Metter High School. The Metter Police Department says it received a tip yesterday about a threat to carry out a violent attack against students, faculty, and staff at the school. Investigators quickly identified the suspect, located the teenager at a home in Metter, and took them into custody. He has been charged with criminal attempt to commit murder and terroristic threats and acts. No additional details have been released due to the suspect's age.
A police chase in Savannah ended with a crash this afternoon after officers tried to stop a suspect wanted in an armed robbery who was allegedly driving a stolen car. The chase ended in a crash near Louisiana Avenue. Authorities have not released information about any injuries or whether the suspect is in custody. The Georgia State Patrol is now leading the investigation.
Alec Murdaugh's attorneys say new DNA testing could uncover evidence they believe supports his claim of innocence. The defense has asked a judge to allow an independent laboratory to test DNA found under Maggie Murdaugh's left hand fingernails after she was murdered. According to filing, SLED determined the DNA belonged to an unknown unrelated male, but did not pursue additional testing to identify the person. Murdaugh's attorneys have also formally asked for his retrial to be moved out of Colleton County. They argue years of intense media coverage make it impossible to seat an impartial jury there. A judge is expected to consider both requests during a hearing scheduled for mid-August.
With students heading back to class on Monday in Chatham County, Savannah police are reminding drivers that school zone speed cameras are about to be turned back on. The cameras will be reactivated on Monday. That's the first day of the school year at every school zone in the city limits of Savannah. So for the first 2 weeks, drivers caught speeding will receive a warning instead of a ticket. After that, citations will be issued. The cameras will be active 45 minutes before school starts. They will stay on throughout the school day and turn off 30 minutes after dismissal. Police say the cameras only operate on school days and won't issue citations on weekends, holidays, or weather-related school closure days. Now, the school zone cameras under the Chatham County Police Department in the unincorporated areas of the school zones in unincorporated Chatham County will not turn on Monday. They are currently being relicensed to be in compliance with a new Georgia law that went into effect July 1st.
Students also head back to class Monday in Bulloch County, and the district's new superintendent says this school year is all about bringing the community together under one vision. Superintendent Dr. Torian White is beginning his first year leading Bulloch County schools with a theme he calls One Bulloch. He says the district's focus is creating a unified school system while continuing to support student success across every campus. Another major change this year is the expansion of the district's cell phone policy. Monday, middle school students will no longer have access to their personal devices during the school day.
So as they are aware, it's already been in place that students should not have access to their personal devices bell to bell. That has already been in place at elementary school. And so this year we are adding on the middle school.
And White says the district plans to evaluate how the policy works this school year before expanding the bell-to-bell cell phone ban to all grade levels next year.
WSAV is your local election headquarters. One familiar name is officially on the campaign trail now in South Carolina's race for U.S. Senate. Former Governor Mark Sanford kicked off his campaign in the Lowcountry today, where he outlined why he believes he is the right choice for the job once held by the late Senator Lindsey Graham. WSAV's Danielle Ruddy has more from Bluffton.
With South Carolina's Republican primary just a few weeks away, former Governor Mark Sanford made a stop here at the Bluffton Farmers Market. He says he grew up in the Lowcountry, making this an important stop.
I'm a Beaufort County boy. I grew up in the Lowcountry.
Which is why it was so important for Mark to begin his campaign at home. He spent the morning meeting with farmers market visitors and vendors. He's joining an already crowded race for South Carolina's U.S. Senate seat following Lindsey Graham's death. He says his role as governor, a congressman, and spending the last 5 years in the private sector have prepared him for the job.
The number of people who called me and said, Mark, you got to do this. Your whole life has sort of been training for this moment. You bring a unique and important perspective that we think is needed in Washington. That was part of it. And part of it, frankly, we have 4 boys. And they're at that age where they're struggling to begin to build a life. And I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it.
Sanford tells me the average age of home ownership now is 59, and just 15 years ago, it was an average age of 39 years old. He feels that at this moment in time, experience on budget and spending matters is needed to help the next generation live out the American dream.
It's sort of a silly thing, but Mama, I can't afford a new truck is true for all too many people across the Lowcountry, across South Carolina. And unless we turn these numbers around, what you can't have is a government says, I'm going to go out and spend money I don't have and then we'll print money that's not there, which then devalues the value of every dollar we have, because no civilization across the pages of time has been able to outrun math. And we have a real math problem in Washington, D.C. right now.
Sanford says he plans to continue campaigning across the state leading up to the Republican primary. In Bluffton, I'm Danielle Ruddy, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
This evening in our Time Saver traffic report, we are still experiencing some delays along Highway 21 heading northbound toward Effingham County, but the situation along I-95 northbound has improved. So overall drive time's not looking too bad down to Richmond Hill, just about a half an hour, 11 minutes to head westbound to Pooler at the moment. No rain to slow us down. Tomorrow a few storms are possible, but more so as we head into the weekend, and now cool conditions off, back to normal high temperatures, at least for a little while. The full forecast is coming up.